Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Zoom Strength and Balance with me, Hannah. I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services, and we have got about 35 minutes of workout here today. We're going to warm up together. We'll do some strength work where we use some small weights. I'm going to use a 3-pound set of dumbbells, and you could use a 2, 3, or 5. All of those would be fine. You could use some evenly weighted objects that you can find around your home, like soup cans, water bottles, anything like that. Alternatively, you can, of course, just do the workout with no weight. That works just fine if you don't want the added resistance. After our strength, we will work on some balance. So you'll need to make sure that you have some kind of support furniture for that, like a chair, the kitchen table, something to lean your hand against to help support you with that balance. And when we're finished, we'll stretch. I should also say that I'm going to be using the wall kind of as a prop for one of our strength exercises. We're going to stand with our hands against the wall. So if you have a spot where you can do that for a few moments, that would be excellent as well. So now let's stand up and we will warm up together. I should have been doing this before I pressed record. All right, so we'll stand up nice and tall, and we'll start by marching on the spot here. Good, just moving those feet nice and easy, swinging those arms forwards and backwards. So we're standing up tall and looking up and ahead. Let's take those shoulders up towards our ears, and we'll slowly relax them down. Pull the shoulders up and down. We'll do this a few times. Shoulders up and down. And again, lift the shoulders and lower. Great. We're going to roll our shoulders one at a time. Nice big circles backwards to begin with. Good, once more, each side. And then we'll roll those shoulders forwards. Again, one at a time. Nice big circles forwards. And again, once more. Good, let's bring those arms out to the sides here. We're going to bring our hands in towards our chest and reach them out. Hands in and out. In and out. In and out. Good. And again, hands in, hands out, and once more. In and out. Good. Give those arms a little shake. I'm just going to let somebody into the class. Give those arms a bit of a shake. We're going to tap our toes on the floor. So I'm going to take one foot at a time. I'm going to tap my toes here. Let's add our hands. So we'll pick up our hands, wiggle our fingers to start with, and then tap those fingers to thumb. So we're starting with that index finger all the way to your little finger. And let's make sure we're tapping them in order. We're not double tapping. We're not skipping any. Good. This is good for coordination. And let's switch to the other foot. Tap those toes on the ground, and we can circle our wrists. Good. Nice and slow with those circles. Still tapping those toes. Good. And let's go back to the first foot. This time we'll tap our toe and then our heel on the ground. Toe and heel. And let's add our arms. So we're marching Doing little bicep curls, tapping that toe, and then our heel, toe and heel. Really lifting those toes up towards the ceiling as you tap that heel, toe and heel, toe and heel. Very good. Toe and heel, and toe and heel. And the other side. Let's tap our toe and our heel. Good, and again. Standing tall, toe, heel, toe, heel, and one more, toe, heel. Good. Let's have a hand on the chair. I always use the wall for my support here, so have a hand on your chair. We'll take one leg and we're going to swing that leg forwards and backwards. So standing up nice and tall. Oops. Not moving too fast. Good, nice and easy. And again. And let's switch to the other side. Swing that leg forwards and backwards. Good, let's take that first foot, that first leg, we're going to swing out to the side and then across in front of your body. We'll do this nice and slowly. And then switch to the other side, so out to the side and across your body. And last one. Good. We'll have our feet hip width apart and we'll circle our hips to finish. Good, back in the other direction as well. Excellent. I just have to grab my water from over here. Forgot to bring it over. So we're nice and warmed up. We're going to take a big inhale, deep breath in, reach those arms up, and exhale. Slowly lower those hands. Excuse me. Let's grab one weight and we're going to start with a squat. Nice and easy to begin with. So feet are flat on the floor. We're standing up tall. Our shoulders are relaxed. We're holding that weight here at our chest. And let's inhale, sink into our squat. Exhale, push ourselves back up to stand. Think about feet being flat on the floor. You're really pushing into the ground, keeping those feet pushing to the floor. Good. Nice and slowly on the way down, big inhale. And exhale to stand. And we'll have two more. Good. We'll keep hold of the one weight and we'll pick up the second now. We're going to do some bicep curls. So we're switching back and forth rather than doing all our lower body together. We're going to switch back and forth from upper body to lower body here a little bit. Let's hold our weights out in front of us. So your palms are facing out. We're going to hold the left hand here at 90 degrees. And excuse me, it's going to stay still. It's going to hold right here and just hold that weight. So your hand is parallel with the floor, but this left hand isn't moving to start with. That right hand is going to do the work. So it's going to pick up and lower down nice and slowly. Good. We're thinking about lowering slowly and not holding your breath through the exercise. Last one. Good, and relax both. And let's switch to the other side. I'm going to hold my weight here. My right hand is still, and my left hand is going to pick up and lower down, nice and slowly. Good, 2 more. Wonderful. Good, and relax those arms down to our sides. Let's hold on to both weights now if we can. We're going to do some heel raises, and that's when we push up onto our tiptoes, slowly lower those heels to the floor. If balance is a concern here, what you can do is put one weight down, hold on to your chair or the wall or whatever it is, hold this weight just here in the middle. And the second time we do these, when we repeat them, you can switch that weight around. If you're happy to do this without holding on to any extra support, or if you've done that before and it works fine, if you want to give it a go, then hold a weight in each hand. If it feels too wobbly, you can always pop that weight down and use the support as you need to. So standing up nice and tall, weight in each hand if that's applicable. Weights just at your sides, you have a nice loose grip. Let's push up onto our tiptoes slowly, then lower those heels back to the floor. So lifting up, slowly lowering down. Good. Oops, a bit wobbly. Let's do 2 more. Oops, a little bit quick. And last one. Excellent. You can put one weight down now to start with. Oh, yeah. And we'll take this second weight and we're going to hold it up over our head. So straight up to the ceiling. Let's bend at the elbows, lower that weight down and pick it back up. So nice and slowly lower down and lift that weight. Good. I'm not quite sure why the cat needs to keep walking back and forth. Should play how many times he comes into frame. So slowly with that weight, and then lift up a little quicker. Last one here. And let's bring that weight down. We're going to use the wall now. If you remember, I said we'd need that wall. We need an incline for one of the exercises. This is the one. So let's stand up close to the wall. I'm going to reach my hands out at arm's length. Hold here. We're going to take one step back. So now my feet are further away from the wall than my head. You can see my arms are still pretty straight. I have a nice straight line all the way along my spine. So from my tailbone all the way up to my head. And what that means is I'm not looking up to the ceiling and I'm not looking down to the floor. You can see the unnecessary stress that's going to put on the back of my neck. So we want to avoid that. For 30 seconds, we're going to drive up one knee and then the other, picking that knee up towards your chest. Now let's begin here. You'll notice that I am not moving my upper body really. This movement is coming from the hips. I'm using my abdominal muscles to pull those knees right up. So upper body is really just working on supporting you against the wall, driving those knees up high as you comfortably can. Put 5 more seconds because I'm timing. And you can relax. Excellent. And then let's step away from that wall. And I want you to pick up one weight again. We are going to take 1 foot off the floor at a time here. So it would be a good idea to be within arm's reach for sure of either the wall if you're using that for support or the chair something you can grab hold of. Weight in your left hand to start with, and let's take that left hand up above your head. My elbow, that left elbow, and my right knee, so the opposite knee, are coming towards each other. And slowly they're reaching away. They don't need to touch. They just need to come towards each other. And last one. And we'll switch sides, so bring that weight down. Switch hands nice and carefully. Switch positions if you need a different hand to hold on to the chair or other support. And then reach that hand up to the ceiling, right elbow to left knee. So we're opposite knee to elbow. And I should have said before we started, I'll just relax the weight for a moment. If this is too much with the weight, definitely just do this movement without the weight. You can just hold that hand, that empty hand up. And if you want the extra challenge, try the weight. So here we go, elbow to knee. Good. And so moving slowly as the hand and foot come away from each other. And last one. Good. And let's relax that arm slowly. Good. All right, a quick drink, and then we will repeat all of those. Excellent. I spilled some water as well. That was annoying. Anyway, let's pick up that one weight and we're ready for our squat. So one weight here at your chest. Let's make sure those feet are hip width apart. Pressing those feet into the ground, standing up nice and tall, and let's sink into that squat. And exhale to stand back up. Very good. Think about bringing your bum towards the floor. Good. Let's do two more. Couple more than last time, but we can do it. And two. Excellent. Pick up that second weight now. And we're going to hold our weights out in front of us. Left arm is here at 90 degrees. Then I'm going to bring my right hand to curl up and down. So we're holding that weight on the left, nice and still. You shouldn't be holding onto the weight as tightly as possible. You should have, I guess, a firm but relaxed grip is what I want to call it. You're definitely in control, but you're not squeezing as tightly as you possibly can. That's going to not be nice through your forearm, won't be comfortable. Let's do two more here. That's one and two. Good. And then we'll hold that right hand steady. And the left one's going to move. So standing up nice and tall and focusing on lowering that weight nice and slowly. And let's do two more here. One and two. Excellent. We're going to do those heel raises next. So we'll keep hold of our weight here, just weights at our sides if we can. If you need to use the support of your chair to help with that balance, then let's just hold the one weight. And I'll demonstrate with two. So a weight in each hand, pushing up onto tiptoes, slowly lowering it down. And again, just a nice loose grip. I'm not squeezing these weights as tight as possible. I'm holding them and I'm in control, but I don't have as tight a grip as I possibly can. I'm going to try and lower down slowly without wobbling all over the place. And last one. Wonderful. Pop the one weight down. Let's take this weight up overhead. Reach right up. We're going to bend at the elbow, lower that weight behind your back, or behind your head rather, and then straight up to the ceiling. Good. We really want to focus on being slow on the way down and a little faster on the way back up. And last one. Good. Relax those arms. To the wall now, and we'll do those mountain climbers again. So that's where we take those big knee steps. So arms length from the wall. Let's take a step back. My head is closer than my feet. Looking at a point in between my hands and keeping a nice straight line from my tailbone all the way to my head. Let's drive up one knee and then the other. Good. We'll do one more each leg. Good, and stand up. Perfect. And let's grab a weight here. And we'll do that standing up crunch again. So taking one weight to the ceiling. Remember, you can do this without the weight if you're not confident with that one weight overhead, if it feels too unstable to be, challenging balance and waving a weight around above your head. It's absolutely fine to put that down and to just do this using body weight, which is to say no extra weight, no extra resistance. So choose the option that's best for you. Remember, you can have a hand on the chair at all times for balance too. Certainly keep that chair or balance support within an arm's reach, just in case you need it. I know that my balance support furniture is not really in camera, but just off of camera, I have a chair here and a wall. So I am having good balance safety, even though you might not be able to see it. Weight in my right hand to start with. My right hand is straight up to the ceiling. Right elbow to left knee. Remember, they don't need to touch. They're just towards each other and reaching up. Good. Big exhale as you bring the elbow and knee together. Oops, that's why we need balance support. And last one. Good, relax this weight down. Let's switch to the other side. So left hand goes to the ceiling, elbow to knee. Good, nice big exhale as they come towards each other. And the last one. Good, and relax that weight nice and slowly. Great work. All right, let's have a quick drink and then we'll do some balance. So we're going to start with our feet close together. We're going to think about position of our feet on the floor, letting them be nice and relaxed, and especially paying some attention to your toes. So I don't want you to have your toes all scrunched up at the front of your shoes, and you know how that feels when you're gripping onto the bottom of your shoe. Let's let our feet Be relaxed and those toes spread out. And that really helps with balance. When you're trying to balance and you're tense, the tendency definitely is to tense up, to pull those toes, tighten up those feet, scrunch those feet into the ground, to try and grip hold of the bottom of your shoe or the floor. But really having relaxed feet is the best way to balance if you can manage it. It takes some practice and it's easier said than done. If I just say, oh, relax, and you'll be able to balance, it's obviously a little bit too easy, but with some practice of that foot relaxation, we can improve. So nice relaxed feet, standing tall, and let's start by reaching one arm up to the ceiling and follow it with that second arm. A deep breath here. Let's bring those arms out to the sides. We'll reach one forwards and one back. And the other way. Back to center. Let's relax those arms and then bring those hands out in front of us actually. Turn those palms up, down, up, down, and again one more time, up and down, and then you can relax. We're going to work on our tightrope walk a little bit, where we take those heel to toe steps really slowly, but we're going to kind of break this down into just part of the movement. So if you take a step like you're starting that tightrope walk, and then we're going to keep our right foot still, and our left foot is the one that's going to step forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. So let's do this for a few moments. Forwards and backwards with the left foot. And then I want you to pause. So as you bring that left foot forward, pause here before you place it down on the ground. And same thing on the way back, lift behind. You're going to pause and then step down. So pausing before you place that foot down. Ooh, in both directions. It does take a little concentration, a little bit of work. Good. And now we're going to move the right foot. So forwards and backwards. Don't worry about the pause to begin with here. Not so easy to balance this side. And now let's add that pause. So you come forwards. Just pause for a moment before you step back. All over the place. This side is much more difficult for me than the other. Maybe it's your easier side. Good, relax there. And let's do something else. We'll work a little bit on taking one foot off the floor. So weight onto your right leg here. And we're going to lift the left one. And lift it up just so that your knee, just so that your foot is off the floor. You're lifting from your knee, doesn't have to be high. I'm just going to turn myself here so you can see what my leg's going to do. So I'm standing tall. I'm going to reach that leg out and bend. Stretch and bend that knee. Good. You see how I'm holding onto that support there. Try and let go here. And let's have one more. And let's switch to the other side. So now I'm going to stand on my left leg and I'm going to raise the right. So I'm just lifting from my knee. Making sure I can reach my chair. And then stretch that leg out and back in. Out and in. Good. Standing nice and tall, not moving too fast, and really trying to relax the foot that's on the ground. Last one. Good, and let's place that foot slowly on the floor. Very good. We're going to do something a little different here. I'm not quite sure how it will go, but I think it could be fun. We're going to walk in like a box step, so stepping forwards to the side, backwards, and then the side. So making like a little square on the floor. Now there's lots of challenges with this. One is definitely a brain challenge, so getting your body to do what your brain wants it to do, which involves moving certain legs at certain times and really keeping that nice square pattern. And then we want to go at a pretty steady pace, I would say, so not too slowly. And that's where that balance challenge is going to come in, because we're changing direction often and quickly, and we're moving our feet in ways that can be challenging. It can be challenging to take a side step and a backward step. We don't move that way as often as we do just stepping forwards. So the challenge is from, controlling your feet and moving in that different way. And we don't want to go too slowly. I'm actually trying to speed up a little bit here. You choose the speed that seems appropriate, that you can comfortably keep balance. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. And I'm sure I'm switching up the leg I'm stepping forward with. And if I wanted to be really consistent, I should have paid attention that I wasn't doing that. But I'm going to pause right here. And then I'm going to step in the other direction. So I'm going to move to the other side of my mat. I'm going to do the same thing again. So I guess we started forwards, I think. So I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm stepping in the other direction. So I'm really making sure that I'm using the other leg a little slower to begin with. Now I switched legs, so that was wrong. But we'll try our best. There we go. I'm on the right leg now. And it is my right leg. It also helps that I'm watching myself on the camera. I know not everybody else can do that because you're just looking at me. But if you were able to do this in a mirror, I find it's helpful for me to watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to try and increase the speed a little bit while I make this box step. Good. And really think about keeping that balance. And my brain control what the feet are doing. Stepping with the correct foot each time. And when I say the correct foot, it doesn't really matter which one, but it's good to be consistent all the way around. So you're always stepping backwards with that right foot, stepping forwards with the right foot. And if you're doing the left, trying to keep it the same. Good. A little faster. And then I'll go one more time around, and then we'll be done. Forward, backwards, and to the side. Good. So not the biggest challenge of balance, but or maybe it was for you. I found that easy in terms of balance, but not so easy in terms of keeping consistent legs. So I wonder how everybody else found that. I do have one more for balance before we stretch. So again, we want to be within arm's reach of our support. And I'm going to lift one arm and one leg. We've done this before, and we kind of work on one side at a time, but this time I'm going to alternate sides. So I'm going to use my right arm, right leg. It'll look like this. Lifting right arm, right leg, and down, and the other side. So lifting up slowly. You might want balance support furniture on either side of you, or you could put yourself right behind your chair. So if we pretend this is a chair, and then I could just hold on in front of me. That would work too. We're not going to move too slowly here. I want there to be a little bit of speed. Obviously, we're not going to rush, but just maybe a little speed to kind of increase the challenge here. Saying that, I don't want you to collapse that foot to the floor. I want you to be in control. So I'm not moving too slowly, but I'm definitely in control of this foot as it lowers down. Oh, I was not that time. I started to lose my balance. So that's where the challenge would be. So alternating one side and then the other. And I felt my balance be challenged there again. So really keeping that foot that's on the floor strong, pressing into the ground. I'll do one more each side. 1 and 2. And then we can relax there. Wonderful. And we have got time to stretch. So let's take one arm across our body and we'll hold it here. Take some deep breaths. So a couple of slightly different balance exercises today, which I hope you enjoyed. I'm out of breath. Maybe it's all the talking. And switch to the other side. Good. Let's link our fingers. We're going to press up, excuse me, press our hands away from our chest. Push through, feel that stretch in the back of your shoulders. And then relax those arms down. So we'll sit down for a couple. Then let's sit right back in our chair. We're going to pull one knee in. And we'll circle our ankle nice and slowly. Back in that other direction. And let's switch to the other side. So pull that knee in, circle your ankle. And in the other direction too. Good, relax that foot. We're going to sit a little bit further forward in our chair. And let's walk those feet out nice and wide. Turn those toes out if you can. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall. You can have the hands on the inside of your knees to keep those knees apart. And we'll sit up here, take some deep breaths. Let's bring those feet back in and stay seated for a moment. I want you to have one hand on your rib cage, one hand on your belly, and take a really big inhale. I want you to feel that belly expand. And then exhale. Let it relax. Just as a nice relaxation at the end here. Taking some really deep breaths. Let's stand up now. We're going to take our hands behind our back, reach for the back of the room, stretch your fingers right out, squeeze through your shoulders. Deep breath in again, exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. Pat on the back. Thanks everybody, hope you have a super day. I will see you again Friday.
Yay.
Thank you, Hannah. Excellent
You're
workout.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're welcome. See you later in the week.